reality of wrestling, the flagship of Texas wrestling.
You just can't see it anywhere else.
This 15 feet in the air. Brian takes him up top. Oh, look at this. Oh, my God.
Will testify.
Connect flush.
Look at you did that. Boom.
Welcome to the reality of wrestling. He's Brad Gilmore, and I am Matt Topolsky for the row. And ladies and gentlemen, we have to get right into it. What we saw at the end of last week's program is one of the most despicable things I personally have ever witnessed after Gino defeated Aiden Cristiano to retain the Reality of Wrestling Championship. He was ambushed backstage by La Familia.
You know, it's an athletic competition. There are winners and there are always losers. It's just the way a game goes. One thing you don't do is if you lose, you don't attack somebody when they least expect it. You don't beat somebody down. You don't take a cheap shot or take advantage of a situation. I mean, awful, awful showing of respect and sportsmanship by La Familia.
Absolutely, and we send out our best wishes to Gino for a speedy recovery. Now as we move on to the good news, Brad Gilmore, here tonight, a blockbuster main event. Rex Andrews has been defending the Reality of Wrestling Texas Championship all over Texas and all over the country. He's back here in the Reality of Wrestling in action tonight against Joseph Agao.
We saw Joseph Agao once here before in Reality Wrestling. A lot of talent, a lot of technique, and he's going to need every ounce of it if he's going to have a chance against the Texas champion Rex Andrews, because all he's got to do is lock in that armbar, and it's all over.
It's the Reality of Wrestling Texas Championship on the line tonight, and so much more. Buckle in, because the Reality of Wrestling starts right now.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Sydney, Australia, weighing in at 95 kilos, Rob Barnes.
Rob Barnes has returned from his trip to Australia, Brad Gilmore. It looks like there were no visa issues at all. He's back here in the States, and we're glad to see Rob Barnes.
Well, we're glad to see Rob Barnes. I mean, last time we saw him, he was laid out by Stevie Ray Incorporated. Stevie Ray not having great things to say about it.
No, Stevie Ray wants him to be part of an immigration ban.
But he's got it all figured out. Rob Barnes here tonight, looking ready for some action.
And his opponent from Pleasantville, USA, weighing in at 210 pounds, the Great Scott Smith.
Well, here he is, the Great Scott Smith, American-made TP.
Well, he would be certainly hard to miss on the 4th of July. I mean,
well, he's All-American. He's an All-American.
The Great Scott Smith making his Reality of Wrestling debut. And Rob Barnes looks a little perturbed by the USA chants, Brad.
USA chants for the Great Scott Smith. That was Rob. Oh, wait, Rob Barnes taking it straight to the Great Scott Smith.
Rob Barnes not even giving this young man a chance to breathe.
Some great athleticism, though. Reversal by the Great Scott Smith. Oh! Gut-wrench suplex by the Great Scott Smith. And a kip up. Hey, there you go. The Great Scott Smith.
Great Scott Smith underneath the roll through here from Rob Barnes. It takes the Great Scott Smith off his feet.
Well, here he goes.
Well, belly to belly, overhead suplex from Rob Barnes, who looks a little annoyed at the Great Scott Smith, as well as these USA chants, which have broken out here at the World Gym Arena.
An All-American, Main Street USA, the Great Scott Smith.
Oh! And I believe that right there was an American Slam cover, too. from the great Scott Smith.
Rob Barnes going to have to do a little bit more than that to get great Scott Smith down for a 3 count. Oh! Into the back. Locked in the chin.
Is it just me, or is Rob Barnes a little irritated by this crowd?
The USA chants keep breaking out, and Rob Barnes looks a little perturbed, a little more than normal.
The great Scott Smith feeding off the energy of this pro-American crowd. Buy American, hire American. The great Scott Smith agrees. Backslide here, great Scott. Oh, kick out at 2.
Kick out at 2. Great Scott Smith, drop toe hold, going around. Got to
rolls through inside cradle here for the great Scott Smith, and a kick out at 2. Rob Barnes is in some trouble here, Brad.
Oh, the great Scott Smith going for a big leg. Uh-oh, wait a minute. No.
Oh! God! A fisherman brainbuster cover. 2, 3.
Your winner, Rob Barnes.
What has gotten into Rob Barnes?
Rob Barnes making quick work of the great Scott Smith. Very aggressive. Looks like he was very annoyed by all the chants of USA. And this pro-American crowd. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
What was that about?
Standing here backstage at the World Gym Arena alongside the man who will be in our main event later tonight, the reigning Texas champion, Rex Andrews. Rex, you go one-on-one against Joseph Agal. We've seen him here in the reality of wrestling, but an opportunity here for you to continue to make your mark as Texas champion. Your thoughts on tonight's huge main event?
Russo, that's what they pay you for, Russo. I want you to sell me Joseph Agal. Sell me on this match, man. Make me feel it, Chris. Come on, tell me something about him. Hype it up. Make it big.
Okay, so yes, Joseph Agal has been not only all over this country, but all over the world. We've seen him on TV. We've seen him as a YouTube sensation. Rex, Pro Wrestling Illustrated has him as one of the top wrestlers in the world. And for a man undefeated here, Texas champion, against Joseph Agal, it's a man who's got a bright future ahead of him.
That's it, Russo. I knew that's where you were going, Russo. Because see, that's... You know, I'm sure when Joseph Agal travels all over the country and on the YouTube videos, everybody comments and everyone says, Joseph Agal, you got a bright future ahead of you. He's a fantastic competitor. And he puts on great matches and he does excellent work, Chris. But he has a bright future. And if I'm being honest, I feel a little bit of obligation. See, Joseph, you might have a bright future, but unfortunately, you're in the present. And in the present, you're about to step in the ring with the Reality Wrestling Texas champion, Rex Andrews. And if you're not familiar with what I do, I will batter you. I will misalign your spine with suplexes and slams, and at the end of the day, I'm going to take your arm, and you're going to tap. But try not to worry too much, Joseph, because you can go back to your bright future tomorrow. That's my thoughts, Chris.
We are now the #1 contenders to the Tag Team Championships. So that means Alpha Unit, you better watch your 6, because we are everywhere. We're coming for those titles. Jasper, Cedric, we've battled before, but this will not be like anything you have ever gone through. You may have gone through war, but this will be a massacre. We our legion, and we will be the new tag team champions. You may be Alpha,
But we are Omega.
Tonight's Reality of Wrestling Rewind is brought to you by the King of Solar Screens, home of the $50 any size solar screen.
I think we know he's going to go for. Taylor! Taylor made moonsault. It's catastrophic. Here's a cover. 2, 3. Tyree Taylor's victorious.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Tyree Taylor.
Impressive victory by Tyree Taylor, and Topolsky, he picks up his first W in a row.
Absolutely a huge moment in the young career of Tyree Taylor. We go back and take a look at this crushing Taylor-made moonsault on Jay Sung. Very, very impressive. Tyree Taylor gets a check mark in the W column.
Tyree, how did it feel to get back in the ring and finally get that big win?
Oh, you saw that? Yeah, I definitely needed to win. I was on a losing streak, and I did what anybody on a losing streak usually does. They re-energize themselves. They find a new fire, find a new determination, and a new motivation. I did just that. I went back to New York, back to Brooklyn, saw my friends, talked to my dad, and he told me, you have the size, the speed, the agility, and the mind for destruction. And Jason learned that firsthand. And with Jason, since you want to get bougie spelling lessons on how to spell Jason, I'm going to give you a spelling lesson on my own. W-I-N. No accent needed.
Thanks for your time.
Facts.
That was your tag partner. Some perceive him to be your best friend. Why would you do that to Cameron Cole?
You've been watching the programming, right? Right? You see the match last week? What did I do to Cam? What did Cam do to me?
But you clearly abandoned him tonight in the...
Introducing first, Hiya!
Diamonds Division showcases right now on the Reality of Wrestling with two fantastic female athletes both looking for an opportunity at that Diamonds Division title in the future. One way to do it is to move up the rankings here at Reality of Wrestling with a victory tonight.
And her opponent from Houston, Texas, this is Miranda.
Ovation from the Row Nation for Miranda.
Well, here we go. Diamonds Division action. And you gotta think the winner of this match might be in line for a title match against Kylie Ray, as you alluded to earlier.
Absolutely. We talk about competitors coming to Reality of Wrestling from all over the country, all over the world, in fact, but here are two products of Houston, Texas, Brad Gilmore and Hai Young and Miranda.
Both got their starts here in Reality of Wrestling, trained under the former WXF banner, now the Reality of Wrestling gym here at the World Gym Arena.
And some sportsmanship there from Miranda.
And Miranda actually looks a little bit impressed by Hai Young. Yeah, Hai Young went on a hiatus, if you will, and came back. New look, new intensity. more powerful than before.
And you know, the same thing is true of Miranda.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. She took her own siesta, came back a better competitor, a more focused competitor, a more driven competitor. Oh,
nice fireman's carry takeover right there. That prize that has eluded both of these two athletes, the Reality of Wrestling Diamonds Division Championship. Miranda very close on more than one occasion to capturing that title, but it continues to elude her. This is her chance to make her mark here tonight.
Well, these women evenly matched. You know, they obviously know one another, but you got to give the size advantage to Ha Young. Definitely a little bit taller, more size. And she could really use that to her advantage against a competitor like Miranda, trying to weigh her down. Miranda obviously likes to use a quick, fast-paced style.
Ha Young ducks underneath.
Uh-oh.
Nice arm drag. A drop kick there from Miranda. Cover. 2. Kick out from Ha Young. Fast-paced chain wrestling between Miranda and Ha Young here in the Diamonds division, and I'm sure Kylie Ray is watching on somewhere in the back on her monitor. So the winner of this matchup could be in line for a future Diamonds division championship shot. Cover here. Kick out from Ha Young once again, and Miranda's starting to establish herself in this matchup, Brad.
Oh, definitely. Miranda's definitely getting the upper hand on Ha Young in this match. Ha Young has yet to use that power in her benefit, but as soon as I said it, there she goes. Overpowering Miranda like she should have been from the start.
Oh!
Stiff shot to the side of the temple. Ha Young.
Oh, snap mare and then blows her a kiss.
Wait a minute.
A reversal here. A schoolgirl, if you will, cover. Kick out at 2.
Caught her off guard. Could have gotten that 3 count right there. Now, gut wrench suplex.
Cover again, lateral press, center of the ring. And Ha Young running out of gas there to continue to kick out. We have to remind everyone still to come in our main event. The Reality of Wrestling Texas Championship is on the line. Rex Andrews defends against Joseph Agau.
Oh! Miranda blows her a kiss back.
Don't go anywhere, Row Nation. This matchup will continue after a word from our sponsor.
I really just can't get over the size difference. I didn't realize until they were standing right next to each other that, oh, Ha Young was so much bigger in size.
And Ha Young with that scoop slam right there. Certainly a strength advantage from that size, but a kick out at the last moment by Miranda.
Ha Young screaming at Miranda that she's the #1 contender. Oh man, Ha Young, the viciousness coming out.
Oh!
Kick to the side of the head.
Sliding drop kick there. Lateral press, hooks the leg. And a kick out again. Near fall after near fall in this matchup. These two female athletes battling it out for perhaps a future Diamonds Division Championship opportunity. Can't say for certain, but certainly Booker T has to be watching right now, looking on, and perhaps sizing up the winner of this matchup for that future opportunity. We know Kylie Ray is watching right now.
I'm sure Booker T is watching. I'm sure we'd like to be inside Booker T's head and know what he's thinking of this contest here tonight. He's definitely going to have his eye on the winner. Definitely the decision maker here in reality wrestling.
Reversal. Nice roll through, inside cradle cover. Oh my goodness, 2 3/4.
Don't forget, speaking of championships, Booker T made a massive match for the Reality Wrestling Texas Championship.
Oh, nice bridge right there, Fisherman suplex, kick out.
In our main event, we're going to see Rex Andrews defend that championship against Joseph Agao. We saw Joseph Agao in a losing effort against JJ Blake last time he was on Reality Wrestling Television, but a very impressive showing, and since then Agao's toured the nation, made a big name for himself, so Booker T gave him a big shot.
Frustration looks like it may be setting in just a bit for Ha Young as she continues to try and impose her will, but cannot put Miranda away. And the Row Nation getting behind Miranda. Oh, what a drop kick from Miranda! And the tables have turned once again here in this Diamonds Division match.
Flying forearm into the corner. Looking for a bulldog.
And a running bulldog from Miranda connects, flush cover, hooks the leg too. My goodness, another kick out.
Right there.
Looked like a version of a Crossroads cover here. Oh my goodness. But Ha Young's foot on the rope at the last moment. Oh! Reversal, and Miranda goes shoulder first into that steel pole. Roll up here from Ha Young. Wait a minute, she's got the tights. She had the tights.
Here is your winner, Ha Young.
Well, there's your winner. By any means necessary, Ha Young might be in line now for a Diamonds Championship opportunity.
Gino, I hope you didn't think we were gonna let that slide. See, La Familia remembers. We're gonna expose you. Real, recognize real. What's up, Vega?
See, Gino, you're a little hard-headed, y nosotros te vamos a enseñar lo que tienes que aprender. You are just a little boy, and you're playing a man's game. La Familia, we showed you that you're not intocable.
Gino, te dimos una oportunidad. We gave you a chance to be a man and do the right thing and come join La Familia. And you spit in our face. You turned away our free gifts to you. And you think because you defeated me in one stinking match that was over, that was it. You still have a lot to learn. I am challenging you formally to a lucha extrema match for the Reality of Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. Y esa lucha no la vas a ganar. Because I don't just want his championship. That's not enough. No. I want your life. Familia, presente.
Row Nation, joining me at this time, wrestling superstar Joseph Agao. Now, Joseph, last time we saw you here in the Reality of Wrestling, you've had a lot of time to go and travel the world, gain experience, and become a worldwide phenomenon to the wrestling audience. Now the Row Nation gets to see you return here tonight in the main event, potentially walking away as the new Texas champion if you can defeat Rex Andrews.
You see, a wise man once said, "Show me a hero and I'll write you a tragedy." The last time I was at the Row, J.J. Blake picked up that proverbial quill and he wrote chapter 1, the tragedy of Joseph Agal. He wrote the first chapter of my own story. So what did I do? I went and I traveled the world. I traversed the plains and I picked up some more attributes. I picked up some more words to put into the greatest story that will ever be told. And now I'm back in Texas against Rex Andrews, and make no mistake, Rex Andrews is a great competitor, but I'd be a little bit lost in arrogance and a little bit too lost in humility if I said that the if that you posed to me is a little bit offensive. So let me just go ahead and make a proclamation right now. Tonight, I write chapter 2 for Reality of Wrestling and the greatest story that will ever be told. And that, the caveat of that, will be me taking that Texas championship back to the ATL.
Rob Barnes, what was that out there?
Looked like a victory to me.
Was all of that really necessary?
Necessary? Last time I checked, this wasn't a tickle fight. I'm out there to hurt people. And let me ask you, was that necessary? Well, I have a problem with Stevie Ray and him going against immigrants, and they put me up against, what, America Boy? Look, I get it. It's all a big joke, right? Ha ha. And the crowd, they loved it. Everything I did to sacrifice for those people, and they chant for some nobody. Just because he's waving a little American flag. What they weren't expecting was I didn't come back the same Rob Barnes. So I took their little joke, I dropped it on its head, and I took my victory. By any means necessary.
Row Nation, I think I can speak for everybody in talking about we commiserate with you, Terrell Tempo, on what we saw in the main event, the television championship on the line, where J.J. Blake defeated you with an outside weapon, underhanded tactics, taking away your television championship. You've had some time to think, to marinate on this. What are your thoughts here on getting screwed out of your television championship?
My thoughts would be like anybody else's thoughts who had that happen to them. I don't even know what to say. All I do know is that J.J. Blake, he showed his true colors. And I lost my television championship, not because he was better than me, not because he pinned me in the ring. He didn't tap me out. He had to use an outside weapon, a foreign weapon. He had to use something because he knew he couldn't beat me. He couldn't beat me straight up. That's okay. I'm not going to sit here and complain. He's the champion. I'm not no more. But I get a rematch. And it's not how many times you get knocked down. It's about how many times you get back up. And I'm going to keep fighting. And next time I see J.J. Blake, I'll be prepared.
Nope. What do you mean no?
Nope.
What do you mean?
It's raining.
It's sprinkling.
I got leather on.
I'm wearing leather too.
I am not going out there in this leather jacket.
Southern Pride. Reality Wrestling.
Just got really.
What are your thoughts on actions that happened last week with the Cool?
The who?
Kiefer Bartek, him and Cole, the Cool.
Oh, the guy with the funny little thing.
The little patch,
man buds, Tyler runs, and nothing, flashing the pan tag team.
Nothing.
Who?
The Cool.
The Fools? What?
No one. No one cares about them. Their egos let them self-destruct. Southern Pride, rising to the top. That's who y'all should be worried about. Not the Cool, not La Familia, not Alpha Unit. No one but Southern Pride.
That's right. It's all about pride, baby. Now come on, let's get to the truck. It's barely raining. Quit being a baby.
Tonight's episode of The Row is brought to you by Walker Texas Lawyer at walkertexaslawyer.com. Hilton Furniture, let him have it. The king of solar screens, home of the $50 any size solar screen. Welcome back to the reality of wrestling. Matt Topolsky, Brad Gilmore, and the best fans in the world, the Row Nation. And ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, the reality of wrestling, Texas Heavyweight Championship is up for grabs. It's the taker of arms, the taker of titles, and the most dangerous element in Texas, Rex Andrews, defending that title against Joseph Agal. But the big question is this, Brad. Rex Andrews has been defending this title all over the country, all over Texas. Will he be just a little gassed for this matchup here tonight?
Wait, Rex Andrews, we've never really seen him gassed. I mean, this guy has incredible stamina, incredible ability. He's traveled all over, not just the state, not just the country, all over the world, defending the Texas Championship. Tonight, Joseph Agal, great athlete, tall order, very unorthodox style, high pace, very fast style from Joseph Agal. But once that armbar gets locked in, that's all she wrote. But we're gonna find out what's gonna happen.
Well, Rex Andrews is a fighting champion, and he defends that title once again right now in our main event.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the Texas Championship. Introducing first, he is the challenger from Port-au-Prince, Kansas, weighing in at 210 pounds, Joseph Agal.
Joseph Agal is an impressive physical specimen, there's no doubt about it. But the opponent he faces here tonight is unlike most we have ever seen. This is a big opportunity for Mr. Agal with the Reality of Wrestling Texas Championship on the line.
From Dothan, Alabama, weighing in at 210 pounds, he is the reigning Texas champion, Rex Andrews.
The taker of arms, the taker of titles, the most dangerous element in Texas. And certainly in the reality of wrestling, it's the Texas Heavyweight Champion, Rex Andrews. But interestingly enough, Brad Gilmore, his ribs are taped up, as you can see, courtesy of a matchup that he had recently against Brent McKenzie at another professional wrestling promotion, defending that Texas Championship. You know, Rex Andrews has been defending this title almost nightly around the state and around the country. And this could play a factor in this match.
It definitely could, TP. Joseph Agal, like we said, impressive in his Reality Wrestling debut, even in defeat. So impressive, in fact, Booker T kept his eye on him all this time, watching what he was doing, and decided to give him an opportunity at the Texas Championship.
It will be interesting to see if Joseph Agal takes advantage of those injured ribs, or at least we assume that they are injured because they are taped up. Unless, of course, this is another part of gamesmanship from Rex Andrews, which could also be a possibility considering how cerebral of a competitor he is. If you were providing any advice at all to Joseph Agal in this one, what would you tell him to do in the ring against Rex Andrews?
Don't put your arm out. That's pretty much what I got for him. Don't let him attach his body and let it wrap around your arm like a serpent. Try to avoid that at all costs.
That low center of gravity right there surprised Rex Andrews a bit.
Oh, Agal showing off the guns, if you will. And you know what? This chain wrestling might be getting the better of Rex Andrews right now. He may have finally found someone who's to his level when it comes to chain wrestling.
I take nothing away from Joseph Agal, but that certainly remains to be seen. I think Rex Andrews has shown us time and time again that there are very few, if any, at this point who are on his level.
Rex Andrews beginning to separate the shoulder from its socket on that left arm of Joseph Agal, obviously softening him up for an eventual arm bar if he gets the opportunity.
Fireman's carry takeover right there from Agal. Again, using that low center of gravity to get the best.
Oh, look at that,
Rex
though.
Andrews.
Rex Andrews, the head scissor on Agal.
Rex Andrews trained in and mastered several different disciplines, especially during his time in exile living in India. And we see new elements of the most dangerous element time and time again with each and every title defense.
With Joseph Agal, look at this. This is that unorthodox style I was telling you about. Figured out how to get Rex Andrews' arm trapped. A taste of his own medicine, and Joseph Agal, smile on his face. Rex Andrews looks halfway impressed.
Rex Andrews rolls through. Joseph Agal reversal again. And this could be frustrating the champion a bit.
I think it is. I think he's actually getting in his head a little bit. He hasn't met some.
Oh, and then that arm bar.
Wait a minute, though.
Could be over that quickly, but Agal, a reversal into a mount position. He attempts a grounded pound.
He's got top position.
And now we have both of them battling for center control. This looks more like an MMA fight than a professional wrestling match. Look at this!
Taking shots at each other. Rex Andrews has half guard, almost full guard, rolls him off.
Oh!
Agal, clothesline, takes his head off. Now looking for a suplex.
Oh, and a snap suplex! He got all of it covered here to win the wow. Almost. Gets two there, cover again. Don't go anywhere. This match will continue after a short break. Joseph Agal is all over Rex Andrews.
Rex Andrews, though, a stiff shot to the cranium. Now a forearm to the side of the temple, throwing him in that turnbuckle. You got to think maybe that rib injury that you talked about in his match against McKenzie, maybe slowing Rex down a little bit here tonight.
It's very possible. A side suplex now from Joseph Agal. Rex Andrews just looks a half second off. Cover here. Kick out at 2.5. My goodness, Joseph Agal is pushing Rex Andrews to the limit here.
You know, when your ribs hurt, it's hard to breathe. When it's hard to breathe, it's hard to catch your breath, obviously, and keep up your conditioning, not get tired out there.
And we've seen Rex Andrews a couple of times try and work on that arm and that shoulder to soften up Agal for that arm bar, that eventual arm bar. But he just cannot continue the momentum, and Agal is back on the champion again. I mean, this is very impressive from Joseph Agal to continue to take the fight to Rex Andrews, but now a reversal here. Agal leapfrog over the top, but the attempt is cut off.
Kick that left arm. Kick the left arm. Now he's working on it again.
Oh my goodness. And Rex Andrews may have dislocated the shoulder of Joseph Agal right there. And that is how quickly the tenor and tone of a match with Rex Andrews can change. Joseph Agal cannot chain wrestle with only one good arm, Brad Gilmore.
No, he cannot. Rex Andrews, this is where he's taking
Snap suplex to retain the Texas Championship, but a kick out at 2.
This is where Rex Andrews is taking over. This is where he will take over. Look, Joseph Agal hanging, letting that left arm hang, because that shoulder is probably slightly separated from all the abuse and damage that's taken. Agal, though, looking like he doesn't want to give up, but he might have no choice, TP.
Now the viciousness, the calculated nature of Rex Andrews to target a body part and to go to work. He is the taker of arms for a reason. Agao.
Rex Andrews shoving Agao off. Agao knocking him down. Back elbow. Agao trying to get back into this one.
Oh, Agao, German suplex with a bridge on the champion to win the Texas title. Another near fall. But Rex Andrews hangs on. This is your main event on the Reality of Wrestling for the Texas Heavyweight Championship. Joseph Agao has really pushed the limits of Rex Andrews. A shot once again to those injured ribs. Boot to the temple. Opportunity here. It knocks, but not answered. 2.5. Agao with a European uppercut. Again, one of those arms injured throughout this match by Rex Andrews. Boot to the temple. Vintage Rex Andrews right there. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, what a suplex.
Rex Andrews
could not complete that bridge, though. Here's a cover.
You gotta
and a
think,
kick out.
You got to think the bridge couldn't be completed due to the injury to the ribs. Rex Andrews now pulling off that kinesiology tape and the wrist tape. I think he's none too pleased. And did not expect to have to work this hard in the main event here tonight on Reality Wrestling.
Well, also at this point, adrenaline has to be setting in for Rex Andrews, perhaps for Agao as well. Oh, no! He's got to pull that arm right out of the socket. He's going to pull that arm right out of the socket.
Here we go. If he cranks this back, it's all over.
How is Agao lasting? He's got to be in agonizing pain in the center of the ring.
Wait a minute, it turns it into a pinfall.
Cover! How did Agao reverse that?
He said that he had him now. Doesn't look like it.
Oh! Pure power. And a modified version of an Alabama slam, perhaps, right there.
Rex Andrews.
Rex Andrews just using his body as a weapon. Oh, but Agao reverses it again. Oh, double knees to the face.
That could be all right there. We could
Joseph Agao, a new champion on the way, too. Oh, my goodness. That was 2.
And 99% to Polsky. Wow, I thought we had a new Texas champion right there.
Joseph Agao trying to do the impossible. Or at least it seems, and defeat Rex Andrews and capture that Texas championship. Sunset flip, roll through to win the title. Oh no, but into that arm bar, and he's fully extended.
That's gotta be all.
He's got full extension on that arm bar. There's no place for Agao to go. And he taps out.
Your winner by submission, and still your Texas champion, Rex Andrews.
All the credit in the world to Joseph Agao for putting up one hell of a fight. But in the end, there is only one. He's like the Highlander of pro wrestling. The last man standing all the time. Is it just me, or is Rob Barnes a little irritated by this crowd?
The USA chants keep breaking out, and Rob Barnes looks a little perturbed, a little more than normal.
The great Scott Smith feeding off the energy of this pro-American crowd. Buy American, hire American, the great Scott Smith agrees. Backslide here, great Scott. Oh, kick out at 2.
Kick out at 2. Great Scott Smith, drop toe hold, going around. Got to
rolls through, inside cradle here from the great Scott Smith, and a kick out at 2. Rob Barnes is in some trouble here, Brad.
Oh, the great Scott Smith going for a big leg. Uh-oh, wait a minute. No.
A fisherman brainbuster cover. 2, 3.
Your winner, Rob Barnes.
What has gotten into Rob Barnes? Rob Barnes not even giving this young man a chance to breathe.
Some great athleticism, though. Reversal by the great Scott Smith. Oh! Gut-wrench suplex by the great Scott Smith. And a kip up. Hey, there you go. The great Scott Smith.
Great Scott Smith underneath the roll through here from Rob Barnes. It takes the great Scott Smith off his feet.
Well, here he goes.
Well, belly to belly. Overhead suplex from Rob Barnes, who looks a little annoyed at the great Scott Smith, as well as these USA chants, which have broken out here at the World Gym Arena.
An All-American, Main Street USA, the great Scott Smith.
Oh! And I believe that right there was an American Slam cover, 2. And a kick out from the great Scott Smith.
Rob Barnes is going to have to do a little bit more than that to get great Scott Smith down for a 3 count.
Oh my goodness, a Davidson driver! And you know what comes next, Brad?
455!
The reality of wrestling, the flagship of Texas wrestling.
You just can't see it anywhere else.
He's 15 feet in the air! Brian Jacob up top! Oh, look at this! Oh my goodness!
Will testify.
Connect flush!
Look at you did that.
Welcome to the reality of wrestling. He's Brad Gilmore, and I am Matt Topolsky for the row. And ladies and gentlemen, we have to get right into it. What we saw at the end of last week's program is one of the most despicable things I personally have ever witnessed after Gino defeated Aiden Cristiano to retain the Reality of Wrestling Championship. He was ambushed backstage by La Familia.
You know, it's an athletic competition. There are winners and there are always losers. It's just the way a game goes. One thing you don't do is if you lose, you don't attack somebody when they least expect it. You don't beat somebody down. You don't take a cheap shot or take advantage of a situation. I mean, awful, awful showing of respect and sportsmanship by La Familia.
Absolutely, and we send out our best wishes to Gino for a speedy
Incorporated. Stevie Ray not having great things to say about it.
No, Stevie Ray wants him to be part of an immigration ban.
Well, but he's got it all figured out. Rob Barnes here tonight, looking ready for some action.
And his opponent from Pleasantville, USA, weighing in at 210 pounds, the great Scott Smith.
Well, here he is, the great Scott Smith, American-made TV.
Well, he would be certainly hard to miss on the 4th of July. I mean,
well, he's an All-American.
The great Scott Smith making his Reality of Wrestling debut.
And
Rob Barnes looks a little perturbed by the USA chants, Brad.
USA chants for the great Scott Smith. That was wrong. Oh, wait, Rob Barnes taking it straight to the great Scott Smith.
Speedy recovery. Now as we move on to the good news, Brad Gilmore, here tonight, a blockbuster main event. Rex Andrews has been defending the Reality of Wrestling Texas Championship all over Texas and all over the country. He's back here in the Reality of Wrestling in action tonight against Joseph Agao.
We saw Joseph Agao once here before in Reality Wrestling. A lot of talent, a lot of technique, and he's going to need every ounce of it if he's going to have a chance against the Texas champion Rex Andrews, because all he's got to do is lock in that armbar, and it's all over.
It's the Reality of Wrestling Texas Championship on the line tonight, and so much more. Buckle in, because the Reality of Wrestling starts right now.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Sydney, Australia, weighing in 95 kilos, Rob Barnes.
Well, Rob Barnes has returned from his trip to Australia, Brad Gilmore. It looks like there were no visa issues at all. He's back here in the States, and we're glad to see Rob Barnes.
Well, we're glad to see Rob Barnes. I mean, last time we saw him, he was laid out by Stevie